Hello, my Teaserking family. How is everybody today? I am fine, but I went through a very strange scenario. So I'm working contract at Harley, been told it's a year contract. Okay, fine. All of a sudden, my boss goes to me yesterday, well, you're done on September 8th. So I got 2 more weeks, then you're done on the Friday. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I got a year contract. No, it says that you're done the 8th and you're done the 8th. And I'm arguing with her, going, well, that can't be. I got a 1 year contract. And she sits there. And so I call the contract house and I go, what are you saying? No, it's a year contract. And I'm like, well, no, I'm done September 8th, because if the boss says September 8th is your last day, September 8th is your last day because the boss controls it. Just 1 second, I'm making dinner. Pardon me for the interruption. Apologize. It's late. I haven't eaten. So I'm making barbecue chicken and then popcorn, of course. So as I'm got to turn things over. So being an INFJ, being analytical, I go, what the fuck's going on? The contract house says it's a year. I've worked at Mercedes, so my thought is, oh, they just need to redo the PO. So the PO would run out every year, and then they'd have to redo it, and then they'd write another PO. And I go, oh, okay, so that's probably what they got to do. No. The problem I have is it was supposed to be a 1 year contract. It's now going 4 months. So I go to my boss, well, if you got the PO for 6 months and we only used up 4, why can't we extend the PO 2 more months? And I don't think this is a PO type of system. It's some contract system. So I'm sitting there going, what the fuck? What if I would have started in June? Would you? So you supposedly did this in the contract system from February or March, I'm not sure, through September 8th. So September 8th is the last day. They're not doing it by PO. And I said to her, well, you would have, if I didn't use 2 months, you should have 2 months still. So in other words, if you do a PO for 6 months at $1,000 a month, we only use 4 months, there should be 2,000 left on the PO. She said, so I don't do POs. I don't know how they do it. Excuse me. Okay, my apologies. So in my mind, I'm sitting there going, what the fuck is going on here? Contract House says it's a year. My boss is saying it ends September. So I call the Contract House today and I go, what's going on? Oh no, it's a year. It's a year contract. Why the fuck is it ending in August, in September 8th? Then I get like his manager on. So I move up the ladder, of course, and I go, what the fuck's going on? And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm looking through the emails. Yeah, they changed dates. So what happened is these idiots sat there with a 1 year, never followed up. It went down to 6 months or 4 months. And hello, Real Demarque. Sorry. How are you today? So I'm starting to get the understanding that this is a 4-month contract. I believe my boss at Mercedes at the boss at Harley over these millennial kids working at the contract house who are too stupid to change the thing. So I saw in my payroll, I saw September 8th is the last day. So I asked, what's going on? And nobody, they go, no, it's a year. Oh, what's the September 8th day? Oh, just ignore it. And they don't follow up. They don't say, why is that in there? And call Harley and go, what is this date? They look at the initial order and they say, oh, no, it is September. It is a 1 year. So they keep not following up properly. So what I've determined is the contract house I work for is a bunch of idiots. It initially was a 1 year, went to probably 6 months when she wrote the order, and then it went to 4 months by the time I got there. And so I'm sitting there all frustrated going, what happened? And I'm asking her, did I do something wrong? Is there an attitude problem? I told you I knew Excel. And she says, no, you're great. We love you. You're doing a great job. What the fuck's the problem? So she finally gets to, it's in the system, as September 8th, you're done. That's it. I says, can't you go 2 more months since we didn't start on time? We started in May. And she says, no, it has to end September 8th. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Why does it have to end then? Can't you move it up, which is what normal companies would do? So if you do like I said, if you do a PO for 6 months at $1,000 a month, you only use 4, you still have 2,000 on the PO. So you should be able to use it all up because it's been approved to spend the 6,000. So I'm really confused why this isn't like that. Anyway, so I'll be done on the 8th because I'm listening to idiots. So I think I have a 1 year contract, which is apparently a 4-month contract. And I told her, it's kind of like, well, next time you want to do this, you should say it's a 4-month contract. She says, Howard, I don't do anything. I just put in the system and then HR takes over from there. It sounds very unorganized. And I says, you should have put, it's a 4-month contract. Then I probably wouldn't have taken it because I looked for a year, at least a year. I said, but I would have known because I just got 3 phone calls for jobs 2 weeks ago that I said, no, I'm fine. I'm at Harley. I'm here for a year. I'm working from home. No, I'm fine. I don't want another job. So the contract house is the idiots here because they keep thinking it's a year when it's not. They fucked up. So I got to not apologize to my boss, but explain what happened. She's blindsided because she doesn't know. All she does is go into her little system. I need a senior financial analyst. HR takes it and then goes and grabs resumes, and I won. Out of 15, I was the only one they interviewed. I get the job, but they don't fix it to a 4-month contract. So I'm under the impression it's a 1 year. And she says, well, when we interviewed you, why didn't you ask? I says, why would I ask you? I assume that the contract house isn't this stupid that they see that it's a 4-month contract, or they would think it's a 1 year contract. I got to trust that they would do it. I don't want to waste your time with, is this it? But this will be a question. This will be a question asked on the next interview. Just want to confirm length of time of the position. So, not really worried. I'll get another job soon before the shit hits the fan. Then I started talking to her that I'm an economist and, well, I got a bunch of gold, so it's just a matter when gold goes up, I'll be retired anyway. And she started laughing, going, yeah, gold should go up and you'll make some money. So with that said, so that's been my last 2 days where I'm thinking I'm at this job for a year and I'm at this job for 2 more weeks. So fortunately I get a big paycheck on the 8th, and then the week of the 8th gets paid 2 weeks later. So at least I have a little bit of warning. And so instead of buying a lot of gold next week, which was my plan, I got to be careful what to do with it. So anyway. So here I am all pissed at my boss going, what the fuck's going on? It's the contract house. Is gold the only thing that's valuable? And silver. See, the problem with, you got to get out of the Titanic, as I've stated. Here's my Titanic money. So this is worthless. So anything in this is worthless. Stocks, bonds, real estate trusts, any of the Big Short, any of that is all gone to zero. Gold and silver. So you want to buy real assets to hedge inflation. Gold and silver, the Mano cards, the Montana cards, the Rolexes, anything that's a real asset. Now, if you were to buy a house, it would still hold its value, but it's overvalued right now. So you bought a $500,000 house, you'd only probably be able to get $200,000 or $300,000 because of the high interest rate. So inflation will make the interest rates high. Hold that thought for 1 second. My apologies. I got another 2 minutes on the chicken, and then I'll turn it off. So the reason gold's worth something is it is real money. They cannot attack on Wall Street you and say, oh, it's worthless. They can't Madoff you and say, oh, the fund's worthless. Nobody can fuck with your gold as long as it's real physical gold. You do not want paper. You do not want ETFs. Even the gold stocks are going to get hit because all the stocks are going to fall when the foreigners take their $36 trillion out of the stock market. So stocks and bonds are zero, and that's what you have. It's crazy how our economy is in $1 trillion in debt. It makes me feel like money isn't real. As I've said, this isn't money. This is paper, fiat currency. This is paper that the government says you got to take or nobody would. This is not money. Gold and silver are the only money. So that's the first problem that you have to understand. This is not money. It's paper printed by JP Morgan for the bank so they can print a bunch. The more you print, the less it's worth, which nobody seems to be able to understand that concept for some reason, which I don't know why. One more problem. Okay, I am sorry. No more. Chicken's done. Popcorn's done. Got my pop. All right, got my water. So what the problem is, and I watch these movies over and over, the Attack on Wall Street, Other People's Money, The Margin Call, The Big Short, Madoff, because I'm trying to understand. And what I understand is people want to invest their money and make money with their money, which the concept's good, but the actuality, nobody knows what they're doing. So if you don't understand what you're doing, guess what? You're going to lose. I compare it to craps. So you're playing craps. And if the 7 comes up, you lose. If you're playing the numbers, which most people do. So you're playing the numbers, 6, 9, 6 hits, you win, 8 hits, 9 hits. You win a little bit, but you keep your money on the numbers, and eventually the 7 comes and takes all the money goes. And the only way to win at it is to take your money. When it hits a couple of times, say, okay, give me all my money back before the 7 hits. That's how you win at craps. People think, oh, it'll just keep, the guy will roll 52 eights in a row. No problem. So society doesn't teach how to make passive income. That's the sad part. Well, society doesn't teach you gold. I got lucky. I learned it my master's program in 1994, 1995 at a business and accounting school here in Michigan that doesn't teach it anymore, and they don't want you to know it. They want everybody to be mindless, numbless robots who can't think. So what you have to understand is you don't know what's really going on. And what do you see? Oh, Warren Buffett. Let's see what Warren Buffett did with his money. Warren Buffett sold this. Warren Buffett bought T-bills today. Only an idiot would buy T-bills because they're going to zero. They're dollars, so you don't want your money in it. Inflation is the most missed thing there is. Nobody understands what inflation is. You printed too much dollars, the value of the dollar goes down. That's what it is. It had nothing to do with prices. Prices is the effect. It takes more dollars to buy Coca-Cola and Oreos. Then you got these idiots like Reichert and Rick Rude who sit there and go, well, it's cost plus, it's cost pull, it's demand push, whatever. What the fuck does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. They're trying to decipher what kind of inflation there is. Who cares? The point is they're printing too much money and it's inflation. To think it's 3% because the cars they can't sell are lowering their price, that's the problem. And I think that's the problem at Harley. They probably can't sell motorcycles because it's probably just like cars. The interest rates are probably through the roof. Anything that you loan. And a Harley's $20,000, $25,000. So probably more people I could see going to it because they don't want to buy a car. But still, and then nobody's buying an electric. So people just don't understand. They want to get rich by doing nothing. I want to win money betting football, but I don't understand how to pick winners. I want to get rich. I got 20,000. What do I do with better yet, Attack on Wall Street. I got 60,000. What do I do with it? Well, I don't know. I'll go to a stockbroker or a financial planner. Oh, he put me in real estate trust because the market never goes down, even though these idiots in the government said, hey, you can just apply for a mortgage. It doesn't matter what your credit score is. It doesn't matter if you have income. Nothing matters. You can put 0 in for income with a 300 credit score. You'll get a house. And that's what you got to realize. So once you understand that, you don't want to be in real estate trust. Now, real estate trusts are good when you got to have a 700 credit score and make 100,000 to get a loan. But if you can make $5,000 and have a credit score of 100 and they're giving you a house, do I really want to be in a real estate trust? So you have to understand the whole confines. So the theory is I want to make money with my money. I'm going to invest it. So hence the Army guy, security guard, Attack on Wall Street guy says, well, I got 60 grand, goes to the broker. I don't want any risk. No risk in the portfolio. Oh, we got these real estate trusts. They'll get you 8%. 8% with no risk doesn't make any sense to somebody like me. The higher the rate, the more risk. So you're buying a bunch of very scary mortgages giving you 8%. Therefore, you want no risk because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're relying on this broker to invest your money, and his incentive is to put you in something that he gets commission on. So his incentive for you is his commission, not you making money. So, but that's what these people do. They try to get, they want to make money, but they don't know how. They don't know how to play the game. So therefore, most of the time they lose because these guys are working for commission. They're working to sell to make commissions. They're not working to make you money. I'm the only guy here working to make you money, and I don't get anything out of it, but your well-being. So my point is, which can happen, is these guys should say buy gold, but they never do because they don't get commission on it. That's the problem. Would you say the game is rigged when it comes to getting money? Well, you have to be very, very smart. Like craps is rigged, except if you understand when I hit a few numbers to pull it down. Like, you've got to really understand the game. Like I bought gold stocks, and I saw every day at 10 o'clock the stock goes down. And then about 10:30 or maybe 11, it starts going up. So I would buy 1,000 shares of a $50 stock, so $50,000 of this stock. And all I was looking for was about 50 to 60 cents. So it would go up, and then I would just watch the algorithm. And then when the algorithm starts to do this, starts to go down, I get out. I made sometimes 50 cents, sometimes 75 cents, times 1,000. So I'm making $500, $600, $700. That's the only way to play the stock market, unless it's fixed. Then I get out, and then I wait for the next day. Now these people in Amazon and Tesla and Apple, it's all rigged. People have no idea where to put their money, and they put their money in the same 5 stocks. Are the stocks worth what you're paying for? Absolutely not. But again, you have to understand how to value stocks by looking at the financials, cash flow from operations. It gets a little technical. I understand that. You probably don't. How do you value Amazon? What's it worth? And there's a few things where you're looking at shares outstanding, and then you're looking at income and cash flow from operations, and you try to see the PE ratio. So if it's a low PE ratio, price to earnings, so if the price is $50 and the earnings $2, it's a $25 price to earnings. And you go, oh, that's probably worth it. If it's $100, like Tesla or Amazon, it's not worth it. It's way overpriced. And so you don't buy those stocks. Not only that, but yes, I mean, if you notice, here's Warren Buffett. Oh, I just bought 1 million shares of GM. Oh, and you go, oh, look, he bought it. Now I'll buy it. Wait, no. It's going to go up because he bought it, and he's saying I bought it. Then everybody piles in after him. He makes money, and then he gets out of it. And then I saw the next week he sold 1 billion shares of it. So now he's sitting in, he's making his one fatal mistake. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he thinks because I always hate this as a pet peeve. You think because a guy's a billionaire, he's a smart investor or smart finance guy. Like he totally came into the billion because he's honest, not Don Corleone or Michael Corleone. So if he says, I did this, and everybody does it thinking that's the way to go. Well, he's about to lose all his money because he's got a couple billion in treasuries. Treasuries pay you 3 or 4%. You know what inflation is? 15, which means 15 minus 5, you're losing 10% in your treasuries. Good luck getting it out because we're $32 trillion in debt. And if you do get it out, which you probably can't, it's not worth what you put in. So if you put in $1 million, you're only getting out 750,000 because it's inflation dollars. So you must understand and keep that in mind. You got to understand inflation. Why do we buy gold and silver? Because this is losing value in it, and gold and silver is not. Gold and silver, if it wasn't price fixed by JP Morgan, would be way up, be at least 10,000 an ounce for gold as this loses value. So when Egon and Alligator tell you it's really the money going down, not the gold going up, they're half right. The money going down does make the price of gold go up, but also once we get rid of the price fix, gold will go up because it'll go to its natural supply-demand amount, which is